In the 1950s, a Johns Hopkins scientist ran a brutal and disturbing experiment that wouldn't get past an ethics board today. He took a rat, dropped it into a tank of water with no way out, and then he timed how long it swam before it gave up. About 15 minutes. Then it drowned. Then he ran the experiment again. Same species, same tank, same hopeless situation. But this time, just before the rat was about to give up, he reached in, scooped it out, dried it off, held it for a minute, and then dropped it right back in. How long did the rat swim this time? 60 hours. Yeah, that's 2.5 days. Same body, same lungs, same hopeless situation. The only difference was a single belief tucked inside the rat's head. Isn't it crazy how much was still left in the tank of that first rat when it surrendered at 15 minutes? In reality, it was capable of going 240 times longer. It tapped into just 0.4% of its total endurance. 15 minutes versus 60 hours. It's not a survival study. It's a portrayal of how our beliefs determine what we're capable of. We've all been the 15-minute rat somewhere in our lives before. I'm not talking about the small stuff, but things that actually mattered, where we have decided to abort a mission thinking it's not possible or worth our effort. Our brains run linear math without asking for permission. Put in X effort, get X result. 2 weeks of gym, 2 weeks of muscle. 3 months of building, 3 months of growth. But real life is not linear. Long, flat stretches where nothing visible is happening. Dips where things actually get worse before they get better. Plateaus that feel like brick walls until they eventually don't. That dip isn't a detour. It's the road. And sometimes it's the only path there is. But your linear thinking brain doesn't know that. So when you hit the flat part, when month 3 goes by and the needle hasn't moved, your internal map screams, this isn't working. And then you quit. And remember, it's certainly not because you're weak. Even the most disciplined person out there running a broken map will eventually quit. This is not a willpower or endurance issue. It ultimately all comes down to how you see the world. Okay, so this is just about delayed gratification, the marshmallow test, right? Wait 15 minutes, get the reward, win at life. Wrong. Because the marshmallow test is one of the most misleading famous experiments in psychology, and almost everyone takes the wrong lesson from it. The Stanford kids had a guarantee. The researcher promised them, wait this long and you will get the second marshmallow. The reward was even on the table. They could see it. The math was clean. Your life, unfortunately, doesn't work like that. You can delay gratification for years on a business that eventually fails. You can train for a decade and never become elite. You can pour yourself into something with no certainty that the second marshmallow is even in the building. So when someone tells you, just be patient, they're solving a different problem than the one you actually have. Patience is what you need when the reward is guaranteed, and the only question is time. Sustained effort under uncertainty is what you need when there is no guarantee. When you do everything right and still lose. When you're staring at a flat curve and you genuinely do not know whether you're 3 months from breakthrough or 3 months from waste. Those are two completely different skills. Let me show you how that applies to this YouTube channel here right now. Not retrospectively or from a position of having already made it. We've been building it for about a year. And since January, consistently one video like this every single week. At the time of recording this, we're at 305 subscribers. Yes, I'm telling you that number on purpose, because it sits right on the edge of embarrassing, especially in a niche where everybody's posting their dashboards and their wins and their "this changed my life" testimonials. By every linear metric, this is not working. The growth is slow, the math is rough, and I'll be honest with you, there are days where my linear brain delivers its verdict that this is a waste of time and we should move on. And if it weren't for my bro, I might even have listened. That right there is my 15-minute moment. Because my map is the problem, not our work. I don't know if we're going to break through. Nobody ever knows. There's no Stanford researcher standing over us promising the second marshmallow. But what I do know with certainty is that we will never break through if we stop after 15 minutes. So we just don't. And no, willpower is not what keeps us going, because it slowly drains in a linear fashion. By month 3, you're running on fumes. By month 6, you're done. That tank empties faster than the curve can bend. What you actually need is a system that does not depend on your daily feeling. Something that detaches the work from the visible result. Because during the dip, the valley or the plateau, the feedback is lying to you. It has to. The output is decoupled from the work that keeps going in. A system means you produce the next video whether or not the last one hit. You make the next call, whether or not the last 20 were rejections. The decision to keep going gets made once, in advance, at the architecture level. Not every Tuesday when your brain is running broken math at the worst possible moment. I mean, look at what just happened this week. A 20-year-old German ultrarunner named Arda Saatçi set out to run 600 kilometers across Death Valley to Santa Monica Pier. That's 14 marathons back to back in 96 hours. Extreme heat, almost no sleep, hallucinations after day 3. At the 96-hour mark, his original deadline, he was still 140 kilometers short of the finish. By every linear evaluation, he had failed. The goal was officially missed. That was the moment most people would have stopped the clock and told themselves, well, they at least tried. He didn't. He kept running, finishing in 123 hours instead of 96, 5 days instead of just 4. At the pier he said, "I may not be the fastest, but I will never give up." Make no mistake, that's not willpower. Willpower would have broken somewhere in that desert. That is a structure built in advance, a team that ran his decisions when his brain couldn't, and a refusal to confuse a missed deadline with a failed mission. Now, if the destination isn't worth reaching, walking away isn't weakness, it's clarity. This video isn't a proclamation against ever quitting. It's a statement about the things that actually matter to you. Because for those, the next time you feel that strong pull to quit, sit with this. The intensity of the urge to give up is not, by itself, evidence that you should. It's rather a signal that you're at the inflection point. The people who break through don't feel less of it, but they have learned to detach and perform in spite of it. Quitting the things that matter is the lie that comes right before things start working. So, are you about to drown at 15 minutes? Or are you finally going to find out what's on the other side? If that question lands, subscribe. We're building this here in public and you're early. And before you go, watch this video here about the hard edge your brain needs to perform whether you feel like it or not. That's one crucial piece of the system. See you in the next one.